We we yano. We yano. We yano. We yano. We yano. We yano. This is a song to the California grizzly bear. We hayano. We hayano. We hayano. We hayano. Welcome to Tim Talks again. I'd like to talk about the four seasons a little bit. And I'd like to start off by mentioning that there are four distinct seasons: summer, fall, winter, and spring. In nature, each one has its own unique personality, and you can relate to each season literally as our ancestors did, as living beings. Fall is a living being. You know, it's not flesh and blood like me, but it's alive. Winter is alive. Spring is alive. Summer is alive. And if you start to think of each one as unique unto itself, and then you start to take the time to explore what makes each one unique, and then you start to, as you explore it, experience it physically, emotionally, intellectually, the seasons will just expand within you and change you forever. You will literally find that you will become the fall. You will become the winter. You will become the spring and the summer. And you will find that you will look forward to each one every year. And in that looking forward, you'll realize that your entire year is filled with things you look forward to, and they come to you. And that will make your life an amazing thing. So I'm in fall right now. And if I think of fall, what defines fall? It's the changing of the seasons. It's the movement from summer to fall to winter. And so what are the defining things about fall? It gets colder. The weather starts to change, and it gets to be more of it, more weather, more active weather. The trees realize they're going to shut down for the winter, and they bring out these incredible fall colors. I mean, I don't have a favorite, but if I had to say I had a favorite of things in nature, it would be the fall colors. There's just, it's a light show every day, a miraculous light show. Fall is when you start to get freezing. So you wake up in the morning and there's ice all over everything. And maybe there's a layer of ice over your bird baths or on the creek or the rocks on the edge of the creek. Fall is the time of heavy transition. Fall is the time emotionally when we've lived a full year and our ideas, our dreams, our hopes, our wants, our needs, our connection to the world around us has been living fully throughout the seasons before. And they're kind of building a crescendo within us, becoming stable within us, our medicine. And then all of a sudden, boom, winter hits. Now, if you live in the north part of the world, north part of the country like I do, winter hits, it's often thought of as the time of death. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. I mean, it's the time of heavy transition. When winter comes and snow comes and the trees lose their leaves, the animals go and they hide out. You don't see as many of them, although some still obviously love to be out even in the winter. But it's hard for many of them, very hard and precarious. Winter is that time of going inside emotionally, inside ourselves. self-reflecting, looking at the life we've lived before and the life we're gonna live. It's a time to really observe ourselves and ask those deep questions. When spring comes, who is the person I'm going to be? Winter is that time of quiet, peacefulness, of getting warm by a fire and thinking and observing and hoping and dreaming. Writing, ideas birthed, new ideas birthed. And then spring comes. The snows melt or the weather changes. The flowers come out, the bees awaken, the butterflies awaken, the animals come out of their dens, life emerges, life is full. Spring is when nature is saying, hallelujah, hallelujah, I'm alive and I've got all these days ahead of me. And you ask yourself, what are you going to do with all these days? Spring is the time to start to implement your plans, your hopes, your dreams. It's the time to wake up to that deeper part of yourself, inside and out, spiritually, physically, emotionally, intellectually, to let yourself out, to let the world experience the beauty of who you are, to make the world a better place, to lay your foundation. And then summer is the time when it's just kind of all can work. It's all coming together. It's that middle time. It's that middle time where it's warm, it's not so hard, and you just simply live. Everything you learned in the winter, everything you were inspired to do in the spring, you just live it in the summer. And so if you're, for example, taking on the earth caretaking path, becoming an earth caretaker, the summer is the time when you get a lot of work done. You do a lot of work. You get it done, whether it's physically, emotionally, spiritually. And then you come back around to the fall and you go again. The 4 seasons. How do the 4 seasons affect your body? Ask yourself this question when they come up. You will feel it physically. You will feel it emotionally. You will feel it intellectually. Each one will be unique to you. The more you can relate to the 4 seasons as living beings, and I truly believe our ancestors did this, the more they will work for you and they will come alive. And as they work for you and inspire you, you will become a better person and the world will become better for it because you're in it. So don't just think of the seasons. So many human beings, the seasons come and the seasons go. And there's a lot of negative thoughts around it, like, oh, winter's coming, I'm going to have to shovel snow. Spring's coming, okay, blah, 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 blah. Summer's coming, it's going to be too hot. Fall's coming, it's going to get colder. Oh, this is that. There's all these preconceived thoughts we have about the cycle of seasons. Look at those. Ask yourself questions about your preconceived beliefs. Do they serve you? If they do, great. But if they don't, let them go. Observe how animals experience the seasons. In so doing, just to wrap up here, in so doing, and taking on the seasons as living beings, in participating fully in the unique gift each season brings, you will become more of an earthling, more of an earth caretaker. And your life will become more profound and enjoyable and beautiful and inspiring and on and on and on. They are the gift that keeps on giving because they come back every year, year after year after year. You can always look forward to them. Now, I'm not a fool. I know tests come along the way with the seasons. And life is full of tests. Nothing new there, right? The more you're aware of the seasons and what they bring, the more you're open to enjoying them, to relating to them, the more you'll be able to deal with the challenges that come with them also. I've often thought what it must be like, I'll just wrap up here, to be a bear in snow country and you live your life so fully through the later spring, the summer, you're just fully living. And then a little bit into the fall, and then boom, you got to find a den, you crawl in, you get covered with snow. And sometimes for 6 months of your life, you sleep through the winter season, the late fall and the early spring. We humans don't do that. We are awake through it all. It's a unique gift and opportunity. And I'm not taking anything away from the bear. There's a lot of times I'd love to be in that den, curled up with that bear, sleeping well. Relate to the seasons as living beings. Enjoy them for the unique gifts that they are, and watch your life unfold. Ho. Hayano, we hayano, we hayano, we hayano. My prayer is this, that the California grizzly bear will come back one day when it's safe and live on this wild land and give us the gift of its presence. I'm singing you back, my friend.